Hello and welcome to the EEPROM 9, and today we have a look at this. This is a vintage petrol pump from the 70s, well, the head control electronics, that was tossed out, ironically, by a museum. So this thing's quite interesting. So I made a deal to buy it for scrap value, and so that was done. And shall we have a look at some of the circuit boards that reside in this? It uses Numatron display, 1970s. Doesn't seem to use a traditional computer as such. And if we get a look at the front, we have a mostly fully populated Numatron bay, but we don't actually have all the tubes, unfortunately. We also have, interestingly, we get to the back, at some point LED replacements were thrown in. Let's pull out one of the boards and show it. Interestingly, this side has boards with driver transistors on, whereas the other board doesn't. But here's the LED replacements, and there's the driver transistors on the back, which are BD675A. And they're gold plated because, of course they are, it's the 1970s. Stuff was built beautifully back then. And if we pull off one of the other ones which has the Numatrons on, random sticker that is illegible, we have more of the transistors, assembly numbers for batches, even the mod record like you get on military stuff, and the actual tubes themselves, which are a thing of beauty, and the LED replacements, which will be interesting to see if they even work anymore. These tubes, the part numbers are illegible, and of course, because it's been outside for God knows how many years, it's covered in all sorts of disgusting. And we'll need a thoroughly good clean. This thing did have some kind of memory on it, because on the front here, where all this white is, this is unfortunately not capacitors, but these are evil NiCad batteries. We got your standard usage indicator that goes through like the millions of times the pump's refilled. We got switching motor, which I reckon is a relay box, but could be something more. Interesting that it's compliance mounted. So it's going to be some sort of contactor relay box, or as it says, uses a little motor for the contactors. We'll take out the computer cards, which there's only 2 of. But there is a whole thing of a whole rack. These are quite genuine. This is the computer board, which is your nice back plane. Yeah, there's a link for a schematic that I should dig up. Haven't actually done any research into what all the part numbers of these chips are. These ones are a bit hard to see. Who knows? Maybe there could be a hidden Intel 4004 in there. That would actually be really cool if that was the case, because those are expensive and rare. It's not entirely impossible. Then we have the, what's this one called itself? Schematic pump processor. So this is the one that controls the pumps. Once again, consists of basically all discrete logic. All 7.4 series. Every single chip is 7.4 series. So entirely a discrete logic processor. I'll show you what I mean about the other side having the no power transistors on, which is quite interesting. but the board is basically the same. Just make it so that's visible. Gonna have to look up these schematic numbers. And if we pop them off, get another view of the lovely Numatron tubes. And one which actually has a legible part number on the back. Kind of. A DR2000 7630 for a date code. So we're looking mid to late 70s. Fuses, this is the power board up here. There's another auxiliary board here, and on the back there is this bit's very heavy. A waterproof cover, well, was waterproof once upon a time in a galaxy far, far away. This, where it's got these little switch things, which I wonder if that was for setting prices back in the day, because the centralized system for actually interfacing with this would have been very rudimentary. Two massive LEMO connectors, which are of course corroded on, so they're going to be fun to remove. This thing will, of course, require a complete disassembly, clean-up, WD-40 treatment to get off the rust, which is luckily all just surface rust. Nothing chronic, like the subframe of someone's car, we know. Ooh, that made a doom noise and vibrated. Probably the contactors, and that pretty much covers the main part. So there's this mysterious box up here that we're yet to find out what's inside. I haven't actually had a good opportunity to take this apart. These are little tiny incandescent lamps that just screw in. It's all rather interesting. I'd have thought that it'd be, it's a shame they're not neons, but yeah, it's still cool. And I think that covers everything, pretty much. But it needs a damn good clean and a complete disassembly. Yeah. Kind of. Yes, they do.